This show is intended for adult audiences. You know, people with bills, backaches, responsibilities, and a functioning sense of humor. It contains strong language, stronger opinions, and the kind of jokes that might send the emotionally fragile into a full-blown meltdown. If you're easily offended, perpetually outraged, or think words are violence, this is your cue to clutch your pearls, grab a blankie, and sprint to your nearest safe space. Or, you know, just get in the sea. We won't miss you. For everyone else, buckle up and let's have some laughs.
Rated D for Dickhead.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing.
Hello, you dirty little boys. Are you interested in my body?
I'm gonna come.
Nice tits.
A real set of badonkers, packing some Doban Hunkeros.
The power of one, the power of two, the power of man.
What's going down, babes? Show me the loving.
Silence! You are too gay to be the doctor.
I'm wonderful, and I'm the most amazing person in the universe.
Exterminate!
These people are making a lot of money, print money, cash,
Well,
capitalism.
You're watching Will of the Fans! Let's fucking go!
I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Bad news.
Engines roar through the ash-gray skies. The wasteland burns, but hope won't die. Every screen's a twisted lie, built to break us, make us comply. They poison the heroes, rewrite the tales, turn legends to dust, leave us frail. But we're not done, we won't bow down. Through the wreckage, we'll take the crown. Steel hearts ignite, fire in our veins. Freedom's calling, breaking the chains. They can't erase what we already know. HyperDrive now, let's fucking go. HyperDrive time, we're burning the night. Blazing through shadows, our stories ignite. Will all the fans come ride with me as we laugh at foolish hypocrisy? HyperDrive time, it's now or it's never, as long as they rule it fucking go forever. Forever. Oh, forever. Forever. Go forever.
Yeah. Hello, I do it every time. Every bloody time. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Will of the Fans. My name's Will. You know the drill. And of course, it's drive time somewhere, which means it's hyperdrive time everywhere. So, ladies and gentlemen, and nothing in between. Welcome back to another voyage of discovery, racing through the wastes of the internet to the further reaches of your sanity on a never-ending quest to rid the universe of absolute bollocks.
What the hell is even that?
Yes. Before we set off, please ensure you keep your brains inside the vehicle at all times with your eyeballs firmly screwed to the screen. Let's see who's along for the ride today. Hello, we have got some people here. Derek Smith is already here. Not the first to pre-like. Darn. It's probably Lilith. Lilith tends to sneak in early. Don't know. We'll see. Maybe it was... No, well, I don't know. We'll never know. But JJ's here. Triple J. Absolute legend. Saint Hugo as well. Hard at work making fucking top tier AI clips at the moment. And I mean, we're not talking AI slop here. We're talking someone who puts effort in, who actually considers what they're making, like what I try to do, and makes top tier shit. Like, you got to check this out. We also, and not just that, but games too, by the way. It's nice to see you guys here already. Vice Admiral Deku's here. Hello. Nice to see you. Fair warning, I will be leaving at 1 for therapy. I suppose that's in an hour or 2 hours? I don't know. Oh, my cat is here. Oh, dear. She's wandering between my legs. Great. Well, that's fine. You leave when you got to leave. Just let me know when that is, and I'll be able to figure out where you live. I'm kidding. Like I give a fuck. Hello, my favorite Brit of the Philippines, Sig Zion. Sig Zion. And, yeah, thanks. I'm honored to be your favorite Brit in the Philippines. It's a pretty niche group, but hey, thanks very much. I'm not the only one, but there are a lot more Americans, Australians, and Canadians here than Brits, which is why we need to come over and represent. No, I'm kidding. I don't give a fuck about that shit. What we need to do is save our own damn country. That would be nice. But thank you for being here. Do appreciate it. Stephen Bromby's here. Oi, oi, peeps. Oi, oi to you as well. And, wow, stream at the same time as Hellzo. Well, I stream at this time all the time. Every day. Well, not every day. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays were 3 hours earlier. And Hellzo's on that show. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Well, it depends, doesn't it? He's probably playing a game, and I'm talking about the news. So it's up to you. But anyway, there you go. I gave up a long time ago trying not to step on other people's toes. There is no time slot. There is no mythical time slot where none of my friends are streaming. It just doesn't exist. It's impossible. I've tried it. I've done this stream at 7 o'clock in the morning. I've done this stream at 8 o'clock in the morning. I've done this stream at 9 o'clock in the morning. I've done this stream at 10 p.m. at night, and I'm doing it at 1 a.m. in the morning. There is no good time to be streaming. Just go live and fuck it. Everyone understands how it is. It's the law of the jungle. Anyway, there you go. You can watch both. That's true. You can. And there we go. Anyway, I appreciate you guys being here. It's real appreciated. And John's here as well. Shout out to John. How about some boobs for John today? Let's get the guy what he needs. Of course, as always, we are doing the same format that we always do. That would be me reading the news and talking about the news. But not just the news. There's some other shit going on too. There's a lot of cope going on at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. There is a lot of fucking cope going on. It's actually getting pretty embarrassing as a human being with the amount of cope that keeps coming out of the games industry, the Hollywood industry. Everybody's pissed scared of AI. Everybody's pissed scared of me and you and anyone else who can fire up a webcam and tell the damn truth. And it shows because they are coping and seething left, right, and center. And that is one of the biggest reasons why we continue to survive and thrive. And they continue to falter, degrade, and derail themselves. It's pathetic. Hang on a sec. Makes you shut up, be a good girl, and just sleep somewhere. All right? I can't get up now. She's whining because she can't get out. I might actually have to let her out. Anyway, let's get on with it. So, yeah, how's everybody doing? I hope you're good. I really hope you are, because I am going to be going down the rabbit hole a little bit today. Not as much as we went down the Epstein rabbit hole a while ago. That was pretty crazy. That was pretty intense. Now we're just going to be trying to find the common denominator here. I want to try and record some sort of, well, record, frankly, of every time and every way in the history of this whole culture war that people have blamed the fans. That people have blamed the fucking fans for everything and anything, basically, that they can get away with. Anything that might have gone terribly wrong for them ever in the history of their careers, they will try to blame the fans. And I want to try and remember. By the way, what the fuck? YouTube demonetized Toasty again. I thought she's playing it super duper safe on YouTube now. What the hell could they demonetize her for again? They demonetized her whole channel? This shit doesn't happen by accident, man. That doesn't go to it. That's bollocks, man. That's absolute bollocks. How can you demonetize Toasty? She's not showing her tits on YouTube or something, is she? I don't think so. And I don't get demonetized for playing clips of boobas bouncing. This cat is driving me nuts. Find a place that you want to sit and stay there. All right, hang on. Hello, Mixie. Are you happy to be here? No? Are you confused? I'm sure you're confused. Wait, let's go. Over here. There you go. Lie down. All right. Sorry, guys. I said I had a cat. There you go. Pussy. That's right. There was a pussy. There was a pussy. Anyway, yes, we are going to be talking about all the... Oh, she will not shut up. You know what? Just give me a second here, okay? I'll be right back in like 10 seconds. In the meantime, here, what...
Money, print money, cash, money, well, capitalism, raise a bunch of money, more money, heaps and heaps of money, print money, cash, money, well, capitalism, raise a bunch of money, super chat money.
As salty as the sea, calling us no-code names, SJW screaming, but it's money they blame, burning with envy, they're falling flat, they can't handle the sound of a super chat.
Well, I guess Toasty's given up on YouTube completely then at this point. I wouldn't be surprised. But that's terrible. They never wanted her to succeed. It's pretty obvious at this point. But yeah, but I mean, why? I mean, who? Who's on YouTube? Like, is it a false flagging campaign again? Or is it, you know, why would this keep happening just to her? We know that Ryan got taken down by people flagging him. You know, the ultimate worst possible thing that they could do is you never, ever, ever flag another YouTuber. You just don't. It's just widely considered to be the most reprehensible thing you can really do. Fucking awful. That really sucks. Anyway, I do hope she's doing all right. Bot moderation for what though? What the hell was she saying and doing on the channel? I mean, it can't be any worse than what I'm doing, surely, and I get away with it. Oh well, whatever, I suppose. Poor Toasty. That sucks. Fractal Mage's cat says hello to my cat. My cat has left the building now. Well, the room anyway. She's outside now looking for some mice or something. Not that she'll find any. But yeah, she's a good girl. She's a little bit wild though. She's a street cat that I rescued when she was a tiny little kitten. And it's in their blood. Like, the streets are in her blood. She's such a ghetto cat, you know. She doesn't give a fuck. She'll just scream at you if you don't do what you like. Yeah, she's kind of like a Filipino in that way, you know. Just very, very loud, very boisterous, very aggressive, not willing to put up with anything they don't like. Just very, very like that. Also very tactile, like a Filipino. So there we go. I don't put my cat outside mostly because the gate is near the house. Right. This is why I keep my cat inside, because of the rats outside. The rats inside. The rats outside my house. The place where I live, unfortunately, has developed a bit of a rat problem. So I keep my cat inside during the evening and the darking hours. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate you coming along for the ride today. We got a lot of stuff we're going to talk about. If you are liking the stream, be kind, hit like. It helps others to find it, which means I can help them, just like I try to help you. And of course, don't forget your in-flight entertainment can be found by hitting the join button. Join the Griff Force. It helps massively, keeps the lights on, helps keep this ship in the skies. And if you have any questions or comments, or you just want to pull over for a second, please super chat me. Don't forget to tip your driver. I will be very happy to answer anything you have to say. We have clips galore. We have boobers. We have the goal and the super chat goal for 10 green boys, I guess, or not green. I don't know what fucking color they are. They're green. That's what they are. They're green. And that's fine. Yeah, we'll be very happy to receive them and talk to you about whatever the hell you like. Bonus offer, just to fuck around, just in case anyone's interested. $50 super chat. I will take a request and render a clip of a character of your choice doing something naughty. Probably not naked, because apparently we'll get demonetized. But we'll see what we can pull off. But there we go. Anyway, that's it for the intro. We have a lot to talk about and not all the time in the world to talk about it. So we should begin. Before I go any further, though, I just wanted to shout out to... Hold on a moment. Why is that not appearing on my screen the way it should? There it is. Shout out to Sekpol, who decided to gift me both Dino Crisis and Dino Crisis 2. Absolute king of legend. Absolute king. Absolute king. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate that. And I will be graciously accepting both of them. As, of course, Steam did, in fact, release both Dino Crisis 1 and 2. Just yesterday, or no, today, with big discounts. In fact, I believe they're only going for 50% off at the moment. So you can pick up the classic Dino Crisis games on Steam, both of them, half off. And that's half off quite a severely reduced price already. For me, I can't even tell you what they cost. I think you can get both of them for $10 at the moment. So there we go. Yeah, here we go. Both Dino Crisis 1 and 2's original versions are now available on Steam with some optimizations. There is a 50% launch discount, bringing the price of each game down to $5. That's right. I got both of them for, yeah, that was the same price everywhere. So I got like about 220, 240 pesos each, which is roughly the same as it is in America right now. Same price. So 50% off right now. You can get Dino Crisis 1 and 2 for a combined $10. For the first time in 30 years, there is a convenient place to play these bloody games. So there you go. Wow. The first part has received an improved DirectX game renderer, new rendering options, increased rendering resolutions to 4K, 32-bit color depth, and improved geometry calculation, plus more stable transformations, texturing alpha transparency, and game registry settings. Also features issue-free animation, video and music playback, as well as saving, along with modern support for modern controllers. Amazing. That sounds great. I definitely want to try and play these at some point very, very soon. But there you go. That is I don't know what they did it for, why they suddenly did it now. Maybe it was to felt Sony and steal some headlines. I don't know. But there we go. I know they've been on GOG before, but I don't know. Something about Steam. Steam is just so convenient. It's effectively the console version of your PC, you know, so you can just run anything on it. It runs pretty much flawlessly. They've optimized everything. It just works, you know. So there you go. If you don't have Dino Crisis 1 and 2, you can now get them both on Steam. Rhoda. That's right, I'm talking to you. Shout out in the chat to Rhoda showing up. By the way, Sardoc also here. St. Hugo and Stephen Bromby. Shout out to you too, because I see your names, even though I already said hello. So there you go. That is that's a fucking good bit of news, I think. That's solid, right? They genuinely have just released two slightly memory hold absolute classics that were largely forgotten on PlayStation 1 for the longest fucking time. A series that was literally the basis for the whole fucking Code Violet grift that we were reporting on last month. And now we are literally seeing the result of this now with Dino Crisis being released on Steam. This is great. I don't know if Steam just has a crush on gamers or something, because every time we turn around and go like, hey, these guys fucked up and grifted off the name Dino Crisis, don't do that. They're like, okay, we'll release Dino Crisis then. Great. Can we get up in arms about someone ripping off Breath of Fire next as well, so we can get them on Steam? That would be great. Breath of Fire 3 and 4 especially, and also Suikoden 3. Can we get that, please? I was kind of disappointed when I saw a big Konami splash on the Sony showcase last night and did not see a Suikoden update of any kind. Yes, I know they're releasing the mobile game, but come on, guys. Don't you think it's time to finally release fucking Suikoden 3 globally instead of just in America and Japan? Totally missed out on that one. fucking annoyed me. My collection remains incomplete legally because I have 1, 2, 4, and 5. And I have the manga of 3 because I wanted the story. I wanted to know what happened. But there you go. Yes, guys, it's brilliant to see you. Please help me fill up the limit bar. I would very much like to show you some titties and be able to tell my wife that my time was well spent. You know, it's always good. So there we go. Anyway, we've got some other news. We're going to go over a couple of quick things. First of all, sort of bit of bad news, unfortunately, which you guys probably already know about. Unfortunately, James Van Der Beek passed away. That was yesterday or the day before. But silver lining, the family raised a GoFundMe that raised $1 million in less than a day. Wow. This is the whitest family ever. Right? I seriously, look at these kids. We're talking like, you know, the optimal outcome of a certain German, Austrian painter quite a while ago. We're talking solid Aryans right here. What the fuck? How the hell did they... I knew he had 6 kids, but Jesus. That's a lot of very, very white, very, very blonde kids. My God. It's kind of incredible, actually. I can't remember the last time I actually saw a photo with that many white people in it. You know? It's been so long since we saw the sun. Anyway, after actor James Van Der Beek passed away at 48 years old, that's terrifying. I am 40 and I am fucking scared. A GoFundMe was started to help support his wife and children with a goal of raising $1.3 million for the grieving family. That's good. I mean, all they wanted was a little bit of support, and they got $1.3 million. 24 hours later, they exceeded that goal. Target was raised to 1.5 million. Now that has been surpassed as well. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know what kind of estate he left with them, but well, it's good. It's good that they did this. Anyway, there you go. Right, next, let's have a look at this. This is a thing that I saw yesterday that did not particularly impress me very much, but we're going to have a look at it again anyway, just to be extremely fair. Let's go.
Before I was a father. Before I was a god. I was a Spartan.
Spartans! Our duty is to Sparta. Fear is a reaction.
You know what? Right, I can't even bother with this. It's doing my head in already. Before I was a father, before I was a god. Okay, first of all, he was a father before he was a god, before he was a father. Before he was that, he was a Spartan. Before he was that, he was a kid. Okay, we've seen Kid Kratos before. Okay, why are they acting like this is something special? I genuinely don't get what this game is supposed to be. Further, I really don't like the fact that multiple times during this trailer, which I'm not even going to bother to finish playing now, you are fighting demons, zombies, mythical creatures. It doesn't look terrible. I mean, it looks kind of fun, actually. But why is he fighting sea monsters? I thought the whole point, right, of Kratos and the God of War lore, and this is just me being a bit of a prick, okay? I admit that I am being a bit of a prick. I might be being a bit merciless, but So Kratos is just a kid here, right? Just a regular mortal kid. Like the ones who are all dead everywhere in God of War when you're playing as Kratos. Who, by the way, is only able to do what he does because he has been chosen by Ares and gifted with the Blades of Chaos. Okay, yes, he's very, very tough. But are we supposed to believe that any old random Spartan can defeat a fucking sea monster? Like, is that what I'm supposed to believe here? Because it kind of takes away from that very, very impressive feat in the first scene of God of War 1. Right after you finish banging those chicks, and you go outside, and the Hydra attacks, and you kill it, one head at a time. Everyone else is dying, everyone else is falling into the ocean or gets swallowed by the Hydra, but Kratos survives alone because he... Yes, I know he's a Spartan, and I know Spartans are very, very tough. But that doesn't mean... this is like the biggest propaganda ever, by the way, because the Spartans were wiped out. Okay, they lost in history. It's like revisionist history. It's like almost propaganda. We're pro-Sparta over here, you racist. They lost. They were killed. They didn't wear armor. They died. You know? They went to war with spears and shields with nothing covering their fucking bodies, and they died because they didn't cover their fucking bodies. But that's just a fact. Why am I supposed to believe now that Kratos and presumably Deimos as well are able to take on monsters like this long before he has become a great commander, long before he has become a full-grown man, and certainly long before he becomes even the demigod, which by the way, I suppose we have to also assume, because Kratos' father is Zeus, that he's a demigod, so maybe that's the reason, but he's a kid. What's the point in having him fighting these fucking sea monsters and giant demons and stuff? If he, what's the significance of him being able to do it later in the games, the main core games, if he can just do it when he was a kid? Like, yeah, I was a Spartan, so I could take on dragons. Yes, but you're a demigod, you know? I don't know. It's fucking nuts. It's fucking nuts. I don't get it. Anyway, that was a thing that was revealed at the Sony State of Play. Kind of a cop-out, but much more. I mean, it looks all right. I just don't really give a shit, you know? Maybe it'll be fun. I'll probably play it. But I just don't understand why they bothered. It's a bit strange. We'll get to it later, though. We're going to be talking a bit more about the State of Play. Before we move into that, though, congratulations to fucking hell, guys. Holy shit, dudes. Claire Obscura Expedition 33 has once again picked up a bunch of awards. At the DICE Awards this time, 2026, it picked up yet another Game of the Year. At what point does this become the most celebrated game ever made? Like genuinely, I was joking around in the beginning that it was better than Ocarina of Time. I don't actually think it's better than Ocarina of Time. I think it's just as good as Ocarina of Time. I think it belongs in the conversation, at least. I certainly believe that it belongs on the Pantheon along with Final Fantasy VII, Ocarina of Time, of course, and the greatest games that have ever been made. But that's mostly because I love the story. The mechanics, the mechanics are about a 9 out of 10. There are a lot of things that piss me off about it, but I love the game. I love the game to death. I love it like a fucking son. But it's just kind of incredible, actually, that this game has managed to break containment so much. I didn't see it coming. I genuinely didn't recognize that this game was going to turn as many heads within the industry at the same time as it was turning all our heads. It is an Expedition 33 sweep again. You're right. It's actually crazy. It's actually crazy. Claire Obscura Expedition 33 has another Game of the Year award under its belt, this time courtesy of the DICE Awards. The Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences held its 29th annual DICE Awards ceremony at Las Vegas on Thursday, which was voted on by the Academy's global membership of more than 30,000 industry professionals, as well as Game of the Year. Claire Obscura took home 4 other awards: Outstanding Achievement in Art, Outstanding Achievement in Story, Role-Playing Game of the Year, and Outstanding Achievement in Game Direction. Fair. I would argue it should have got music too. But Ghost of Yote got fucking Outstanding Original Music Composition. I'm sorry. You are fucking insane. You are absolutely fucking insane if you don't think Expedition 33's soundtrack was the best soundtrack of 2025. No one was carrying around, like, fucking on their MP3 player or on their phone the soundtrack to Ghost of Yote. They were carrying around the soundtrack to Expedition 33. No one was fucking saving and downloading on Spotify the soundtrack to Expedition 33 so they could play it in their cars. Of Ghost of Yote. They were doing that with Expedition 33. Of course they were. And it's just really annoying because Lorien Testard did probably one of the greatest soundtrack jobs most of us have ever heard in what are probably quite long careers as gamers. But yes, Ghost of Yote also won 3 awards on the night for Outstanding Achievement in Character, bullshit, Outstanding Achievement in Original Music Composition, and Adventure Game of the Year. Meanwhile, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, and Blue Prince each claimed 2 awards. So congratulations to them as well, I suppose. Let's be honest. The OST not... You're saying that way too nicely. The OST not winning is an actual hate crime. It is an actual hate crime, and it should be widely considered complete bullshit that it hasn't won. Anyway, it is what it is. I guess I'd be so much madder if it wasn't for the fact that Expedition 33 won so many awards. Lorien Testard has now probably got a shelf full of best soundtrack awards. So I'd say that's a pretty good year. And if a bunch of Luddites in Vegas at the DICE Awards aren't interested in trying to recognize actual talent in favor of just corporate sponsorship, then, well, that's up to them. But there you go. That's where we're at. What else have we got? Let's see. Is MagesGuild here? Is MagesGuild here? Because I did invite him. Alright, maybe we'll wait. If he shows up, we'll get to this one. Otherwise, then, let's move on to one of the big stories that I wanted to talk about today. This one's fun. This one's felting. Let's get some soups. Let's get some memberships. Let's fill up this bar. Okay. So, remember Snow White? It's been about a year, coming up for a year, since that fucking movie finally came out. When did Snow White come out? Was it March or May? It was one of them. Came out... one second. March 21st, yeah. So we're 11 months away from Snow White finally releasing. Oh dear. Poisoned Apple. How Disney's Snow White became a $170 million box office catastrophe. Catastrophe, guys. Catastrophe. You gotta love it. I love it when there's nowhere left to run. And I mean, it's a cop-out, right? Let's be honest here, because they go through the stages. This is what always happens. Something gets announced. The fans aren't impressed. They call us racist. Okay. They call us sexist. They call us bigots. They call us this and that. Okay. You say what you like, but you're wrong. Then these things hit production trouble. There's always a controversy. There's something wrong. Something terrible happens and we grow in power. Our opinions are validated. We are vindicated. And then comes the the real backlash. Production hits snags. They have to overshoot. They have to overspend. We're laughing our asses off the whole time, saying this film is fucked. This film is dead. This movie is felted. Then the journos come back. Then they start writing hit pieces about us and laughing their asses off and going, "Oh, you guys you don't know anything about Hollywood. This movie is going to be a spectacular success." Then finally the movie gets a release date. Then comes the hype machine. Now this is going to be the greatest movie of all time, guys. Oh, Rachel Zegler's a glowing, brilliant star, even though last year we were writing apologies for her, and she's pissed off everybody, and Dwarfgate, and everything. It goes on. And then they're writing the puff pieces. They're writing the apology tour videos for Rachel Zegler as well. And we go on from there. We continue on and on and on until finally, the trailers drop. And the trailers get absolutely wrecked, felted. The trailers get completely shunted and crushed. Dislikes 2-1, 3-1, 10-1 in the case of Snow White. And then what happens? Then comes you guys are even more racist. You guys are even more sexist. Everyone is a racist bigot. Thinking that it's 2016, it's 2017, and that's actually going to make people feel like they're pressured or bullied to actually go to a theater and pay for this fucking piece of shit ticket to a movie that nobody wants to see. That's been embroiled in reshoots, production issues, controversies, and I mean controversies. We're talking Dwarfgate. We're talking dragging it into the middle of the Israel-Palestine conflict. We're talking, let's make it all about Trump. Oh, God. Every one of the leftist greatest hits applied to this fucking movie. And at the center of it all was Rachel Zegler, festering in the middle of the gaping chasmic wound of this fucking movie's reputation. Like a twisted, pulsating bug. Wow. I definitely am glad I'm writing a book. Anyway, she destroyed this movie. Peter Dinklage and Rachel Zegler destroyed this movie. Then, of course, come the interviews. Oh, wait, no. Rachel Zegler, not on the red carpet, not invited to premieres. Everyone's too afraid. Everyone's too afraid she might get dragged off by Palestinian soldiers or something. Finally, the movie comes out and makes marginally, and I mean marginally, more money than the Marvels. Oh, shit! No! My God. Let's not forget, by the way, the lyric videos of the trailers. The comment sections turned into 3 massive super smash hit YouTube videos of AI songification. Just amazing. We can still hear them in our heads now, no doubt. If this movie were released, if I saw this movie on a plane, I would still walk out. Remember? Anyway, finally, the movie comes out. It bombs. First of all, you get the backlash from the journos who, of course, bought and paid for shills, have spent their months and years of their reputation busting at the seams trying to hype this movie. Now it's, well, Snow White underperformed, but you guys are bigots. You should definitely go see it. Don't you want to go see this movie? It's actually brilliant. It's really great. Then come the reviews. The review scores are glowing. The audience scores are terrible. It's a pattern. It's a literal pattern. It happens every fucking time. Now, every time. With no exceptions. None. What's the only exception I could possibly think of? Avatar 3. Except, no one had really that big an issue with Avatar 3. The most we could muster ourselves to say about Avatar was, might check it out. Bit boring though. Can't tend to remember what happens in those movies. With Snow White, though, it was a different thing. It was open warfare. And once again, the fans are undefeated. St. Hugo, hope you feel better, man. My wife's coming down with that shit too. And my nose is blocked up now, so I'm wondering if I'm getting it too. Which sucks, because I was only sick like 6 weeks ago. It's been a really weird rainy season, though, that's extended on with an extra tropical storm, so maybe that's what it is. But anyway, yeah. So, finally, a year after the movie comes out, the truth finally drops. Sweet, sweet victory. Not only were we always right, they were always wrong. And they knew it. And we knew that they knew it. And they knew that we knew that they knew it. And we knew that they knew that we knew that they knew it. And finally, they're allowed to say it. The Poisoned Apple, how Disney's Snow White became a $170 million box office catastrophe. Oh, man, that's gotta hurt. Man, that's gotta be painful. Damn, man. Now, you see, I wish I'd got that quartering clip. The one of him going, oh, that is painful. That's the one I need. That's the one I need. Gotta find that. Got to find that. Anyway, Disney's Snow White, live action Snow White, lost approximately $170 million after grossing just $230 million against a bloated production budget, marking one of the studio's worst theatrical failures and raising serious questions about its live action remake strategy. Uh-oh. When Walt Disney released the original Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs in 1937, it was a gamble that paid off spectacularly, becoming the highest grossing sound film of its era and cementing the studio's place in entertainment history. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Nearly 9 decades later, Disney's attempt to revisit that magic with a live-action reimagining has produced the opposite result. A financial disaster of staggering proportions that has sent shockwaves throughout Hollywood and raised uncomfortable questions about the studio's creative direction. Oh, how sad. Oh no, what's that? The company that spent years trying to brainwash our children and insult us for trying to defend those children is losing money? Absolute cancer. By the way, a little while ago we got a super chat in here. So thank you. But first of all, St. Hugo gifting one for the GRIFT Force and the princesses. Thank you so much. Absolute legend. Appreciate you.
Help me create the future of the white race.
And following on from that, Sardoc got in here, seeing the headline with an legend for £2. Thank you very much. Yeah, you know, my nose is really blocked up. I hope it's not affecting the quality of my voice too much, but my voice is kind of weak today too. See, it's going to be in my boots in a couple of days. You wait. Thank you very much, Sardoc. You're a fucking legend. Appreciate you for that, buddy. I really do. Guys, help us out. Help us hit the goal. Help me hit the goal. I want to help you with some boobas. And like I said, if at any point someone decides to go crazy and drop to 50, I will open up the AI and spend in the background for however long it takes some time trying to render the character of your choice doing something a little bit seductive. But there we go. Griffith's back for $4.99. Says, all right, Rhoda, I'll take that $5 call. That's right, buddy. He'll see your fucking call and raise you.
Thank you for $5.
Thank you very much for $5. Appreciate it. Hell yeah. Legends. You guys, you're all fucking legends. Thank you so much. So we got a membership there and a 2 and a... Wow. Thank you so much. Amazing. Where would I be without you guys? Well, not where I am. So thank you very much. Anyway. Oh, what a disaster. Disney's live action Snow White, starring Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot. And surely this is the last time we have to read articles about this. In future, it will be referenced by YouTubers as one of many cautionary tales when the next thing comes along. But this has to be the last time this will be in the news. Surely. Anyway, it's gone crazy. I still don't know if 170 million is enough, by the way. I'm not convinced. It says it lost the company approximately $170 million, according to figures revealed during the studio's fiscal first quarter earnings call. The film, which was released in March 2025, grossed roughly $230 million worldwide at the box office. Right. But the production budget reportedly climbed to approximately $270 million. I don't know about that, you know. I don't know about that. That's a lot lower than where I actually thought it would end up. Because I don't believe that it only takes $20 million more to bring everybody back and do reshoots. And I feel like, yeah, this budget was originally $200 to $250 million, right? For Snow White. And by the time you did a year of reshoots and all the reverse marketing and the reverse negative hype and puff pieces and stuff, this movie dropped $200 million on marketing easily. I don't believe that the final total was $400 million. I believe the final total was probably more like $650 million. But that's just me. But that, according to them, let's be as kind as we can and say $400 million. Snow White would have had to earn somewhere north of $675 million globally. Its $230 million haul fell devastatingly short of that threshold. So the actual reality then is that it really lost 270 plus 175. Wow. $445 million? Yikes! That's terrible! Oh no! Guys, I can't stress this enough. Sometimes it's easy to get caught up in the weeds and remember this selectively item by item. 1 second. Grab something. There we go. But then, you also have to occasionally remember that this is the kind of thing that happens to them all the time. They genuinely blow all the money. And they blow it on this complete crap. Because they are expecting that people are still fucking stupid. Well, I'm sorry. The Biden administration and the fucking COVID lockdowns snapped everybody out. Yeah. Most of them don't go on YouTube and start talking about anti-woke this and tranoid BS that. But they are still listening. They're paying attention, the normies, and they aren't buying this shit anymore. They thought this movie was going to make $1 billion. They thought this movie was going to compete with The Lion King, which, by the way, has no right to have earned as much money as it did. They thought this was going to be the next $1.5 billion super ultra blockbuster fucking movie from Disney. And what happened? They lost money. And why did they lose money? Because everybody fucking hated it. That's why, guys. That's why. And actually, yeah, I just realized that this is a saga that's been going on. Fucking hell. We were talking about this movie in some of the earliest episodes of Saturday Night Hypnosis. I was there before any of the current panel, actually. I think I'm the sole survivor. Because originally it was me, Coach, and Wyatt. And Coach is gone, and Wyatt, I haven't seen him for a while. Hope he's all right. Hope Coach is all right too. I haven't seen him for a while either. But yeah. And then Dragon Slayer came in, and then I had to tap out for a few months. And when I came back, it all changed. But we were talking about this fucking movie way back then. Way back. And we were laughing at the post pictures of the guys that looked like they might have been a stand-in for the dwarves, but they were later relegated to bandits. I still maintain that they were the fucking dwarves until they were relegated to the status of bandits. Don't forget, they had to recast Snow White to insert childhood segments to reduce the amount of Zegler in this movie. Don't forget, the fucking producer had to send someone to her fucking house to tell her to stop tweeting about Trump and Palestine. And she told them to go fuck themselves. It's a tale as old as time, fucking hell. Controversy before the cameras even stopped rolling. I mean, we all remember this. Zegler won a claim for a role in West Side Story. Yes, but that's one thing. It's quite a different one when you actually let the audience find out who you really are. During the fiscal first quarter earnings call, Chief Financial Officer Hugh Johnston directly addressed the Snow White losses, providing a rare moment of corporate candor about high-profile misfire. Johnston acknowledged that film had a fiscal negative impact on the studio's segment results and complained that the picture had exceeded its production budget. Wow. The shit that passes for journalism these days. You know what? I'm serious, right? I am all now for making journalists use typewriters again. If you can't use a typewriter, if you haven't built up the finger strength to use a typewriter, then you aren't fit to lace my mother's, may she rest in peace, fucking heels. Because she was the typewriter woman. She was writing your fucking grandparents' medical records. Anyway, the admission was notable for its freakiness. Major studios typically prefer to let box office disappointments fade quietly rather than justify losses on earnings calls. Yes, but let's not forget, we are in the middle of an upheaval at Disney right now. There is almost nothing to protect. Disney is in the process right now of ditching Iger, finally, properly this time, we hope, and replacing him with Josh D'Amaro and, of course, Dana Walden, who no doubt will be taking Kathleen Kennedy's approach to Star Wars and spraying it into every franchise Disney has. I'm sure sooner or later we'll end up with a meme video of Dana Walden going, "Put a chick in it, make it lemon gay." But I guess we'll find out. Anyway, this is just great. It's lovely. Unfortunately, it doesn't really fix anything, but this is funny. Beauty and the Beast grossed $1.26 billion. Aladdin earned over $1 billion. The Lion King brought in $1.66 billion. And even more modestly performing entries like Cinderella and The Jungle Book were solidly profitable. But Snow White, $220 million. Less than 1/8, or almost exactly 1/8 of the money brought in by The Lion King. And once again, like others, your boy was right. Can I get a super chat for being right? There we go. Or some memberships, actually. That would be even better. Paul Ashworth is here. for £5. Thank you very much. And says, just watched a YouTube video. Arnold Schwarzenegger sings about rainbows. Fucking hilarious. Hold on a second here. Where? What? What? Oh, God. All right. I don't have time right now, but hey, if we hit the goal, I'll react to it at the end. If we can hit the goal, I will react to it at the end for sure. We're at 17% right now. Okay, time for a particular favorite hobby of mine that I really have been enjoying for the last 2 years. What do you think it is? I guarantee what a RadART John will be able to guess immediately. If I say one of my favorite things, who am I going to be targeting next? Come on. Come on. You guys know. You guys know. Meanwhile, let's just have a read more of this. But cracks in the model have been appearing before Snow White and Little Mermaid, grossing 569. Pinocchio was diverted to Disney Plus entirely. Wow. Wait, what? Director Mark Webb, who previously helmed 500 Days of Summer. That's a good movie, actually. Not Hassan. No, it's a company. I'll give you that much. It's a company. Which company? And I'm currently doing Disney, so it ain't Disney. Which company do I pick on the most these days? I'll give you a clue. I use a stupid French accent to do it. The ripple effects extend throughout Disney's pipeline. The studio has several live-action remakes in various stages of development, and the Snow White loss will inevitably subject each of them to heightened scrutiny. Good. Good. Time to heighten the scrutiny. Super chat frugal to begin with. Your car transmission is fried. Whoa, that sucks. Buddy, that sucks. Yes, indeed, guys, it's Ubisoft. Congratulations. At least 1,200 Ubisoft workers strike in response to recent restructuring. It gets worse and worse and worse for Ubisoft every single time, buddy. I love it. I really do. I used to like Ubisoft. I used to like low-key. They were one of my favorite companies that produced games. I didn't ever celebrate them. It's not like in the 90s where I was convinced that Square Enix, or rather Squaresoft, could do no wrong. It was in fact a company that regularly produced franchises I enjoyed, like Prince of Persia and especially, eventually, Assassin's Creed. I didn't get into Assassin's Creed until 4 was almost out, and there was genuinely. I'm not gonna lie to you, right? I played 1. I thought it was okay, but a bit clunky and a bit awkward and a bit cumbersome. And I only bought it on a whim one day because I had been staring at the box art for months, working at fucking Blockbuster. Eventually, around about 2012, I picked up Assassin's Creed 1. I rented it for free and played it, And I thought, this is actually pretty good. Maybe it was 2011. But then I kind of let it go. I forgot about it, I never finished the series. I never got into it until I got a PS4, and the only game that was really worth buying for it at the time was Black Flag. So I was like, well, I guess I'd better learn a thing or two about Assassin's Creed then, So I picked up 1 again, bought it this time, actually played through the whole game, enjoyed it well enough. No trophies on that originally. Didn't get 2, didn't get Brotherhood, or I didn't do the Ezio till later. But then I think pretty much almost immediately after that, by the time I finished 1, Black Flag came out, and I was really curious. I was like, where the fuck's Desmond? I love Black Flag, by the way, but the whole time I was like, where the fuck is Desmond? It's been a lot later that I discovered it, you know. So as it ended up, I have let's see, PS4. We got Assassin's Creed 1. No, not 1. We got Assassin's Creed, Ezio Collection, Black Flag, Unity, Syndicate, Origins, and Odyssey. And on Steam, I have every single one from 1 all the way up to Syndicate. Except I am for some reason missing Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. That's the only one I don't have from that. I have 2. I have Renovations. Yeah. That Assassin's Creed 2 was Assassin's Creed Renovations, to be fair. But anyway, I liked these games. I got into them, and I started to think, okay, well, Ubisoft, they're a big company. They're probably not that great, but they do at least make stuff that I enjoy. You know, so I was fine with them. Had no beef. And then, oh God, then they said that we don't deserve to own games anymore. And I was like, well, what am I supposed to do with that? I mean, first of all, Odyssey came out, and my God, spend $10 to be able to level up at a normal pace, or be doomed to spend the rest of your life playing this fucking game. You know? Then Valhalla came out. By then, I was like, I don't care anymore. I didn't have a gaming PC at the time, and I didn't want to buy a PS5, and I certainly wasn't going to buy it for PS4. So I skipped Valhalla. Plus, I heard about burning churches and wasn't particularly thrilled about that. Except, I mean, it didn't bother me, but yeah. What bothered me more was that they were changing things. They were putting black folks in there when it was strictly a white v white war, you know, and various other things like that. And I was like, oh God, you've brought woke Vikings to my door, have you? Oh, great. So I kind of skipped that one. Then Shadows. And by that point, I had a YouTube channel. I'd been felting Ubisoft for a while about the fucking attitude towards gamers, and now here we are. I for the last 2 years on this and WTF Live have made it my business. Well, actually, a year and a half. I've made it my fucking business. No, it's nearly 2 years, actually. Yeah, fuck. I've made it my goddamn business to shit on this company as much as possible for every fucking mistake they make. I love it. I enjoy it. I dine on it. It feeds me. And just the other day, we reported that they did a town hall. After having sacked thousands, 20% of their workforce gone. They let go of that, and then it was, it was nearly 20%. It's like 15% of the workforce at this point. They've let go, and which is about 3,000 people, by the way. And they closed studios in Europe, Africa, and Canada. Galore. And they were threatening to lay off the people at their HQ. And then they did a town hall so that people could ask questions, and they didn't answer a single question. Everything was in some weird, nebulous existentialism BS. And now we arrive at 1,200 workers striking. And they're planning, but apparently, an even bigger strike on Valentine's Day. So, let's have a look. Ubisoft has responded to the strike, saying that 538 staff reported themselves on being on strike. It also issued a statement. Let's get to the original story first. February 11th, 2026, a 3-day international strike is underway at Ubisoft in response to a recent restructuring with at least 1,200 employees taking part yesterday. Marc Ruchle, Solidaire Informatique Union representative at Ubisoft Paris, confirmed the participation numbers to gamesindustry.biz. By the way, $10 super chat, I'll stop the French accent. Griff. He noted that the strike mostly took place in France with additional activity in Ubisoft Milan. The strike is running from February 10th to February 12th, 2026. So it will be over by now, of course. But they are planning another one, apparently. We'll find out if it happens. We will find out. But not before we read this. Anyway. Oh, God. What is this? Grève Internationale. Grave International? Ubisoft? Oh, wait. The internationally grieved. Grève? Is that what that means in French? Let's see. Grève, French to English. Strike. Oh, well, there you go. Pas de répit pour les guillemets. What does that say? Let's see. Let's find out. What does that say? De bureau au tribunal, pas de répit pour les guillemets. Let's check it out. De bureau. I mean, that's offices. De bureau of tribunals. Pas de répit. I don't know that one. Pour les guillemets. Let's translate. Should be roughly what I think it is. From offices to courts, no respite for the Gilmos. Whoa, shit. From the office to the sea, the Ubisoft workers will be free. Oh no, de bureau au tribunal, pas de répit pour le guillemot. And that means, yeah, that means literally from the offices, oh shit, to the courts, no peace for the Gilmos. Shit, no peace. Wow. I was going to like you for a second, and now I see you, and all I can think is you should not be allowed near schools. Holy crap. Holy fuck, man. This guy looks, I'm not even kidding, like the real life Mario. This guy looks like the French Ron Jeremy. He looks like the bastard son of Mario and Ron Jeremy. Damn, son. That is a full-blown pedo stash. What are you doing? What are you playing at, sir? In your pink vest? It's always pink these days. This is the problem, too. Every time I start siding with the workers against Ubisoft, the workers prove themselves to be a bunch of woke fairies, and I just can't do it. Honestly, at this point, I think I just want a battle royal with all of them. Throw the get the Ubisofts, the Ubisoft. You get the Gilmos and like put them on poles above an arena, and just let the workers have at it. And every 10 minutes, you throw in another 100. Let them all fucking go at it. So there you go. There's a guy in a rabbit's mask with the same sign. Oh, there we go. There we go. The reality here is they're all assholes. So it's very hard to care about any of them. Solidaire Informatique initially held a protest on January 22nd, saying it was an answer to the absurdity of management decisions. Further actions were planned, including the current strike. On January 21st, they announced the final round of cost-cutting, which included the closure of several studios and the cancellation of 6 games. Oof. Which 6 games? Well, one of them was apparently a multiplayer Assassin's Creed title called AC League. Don't know if I'm interested in that or not. I actually didn't mind the last time they did multiplayer Assassin's Creed, which I think was Unity. That was quite fun. When you could team up and do co-op missions together, that was quite a lot of laughs. So me and my buddy ran through all of them for the trophies. Not too bad. Not too bad. While the exact identity of the 6 games Ubisoft scrapped as part of their recent quality-focused restructuring were initially unknown, the lone exception being the Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake, a new report has unmasked 2 more, including a multiplayer Assassin's Creed spin-off. Ugh, get it off the screen. According to half a dozen Ubisoft employees who originally spoke to Origami's Gauthier Andre, machine translated, roughly a quarter of the Ubisoft Annecy team had recently found themselves without any assignments after the company's recent quality-focused restructuring. Quality-focused restructuring. You dicks. Oh, buddy. That's awful. Quality-focused reset. Oh, you guys are scum. That is such corpo wankery. Such corpo wankery. But there you go, I guess. Anyway, so cancellation orders handed down for both their unofficially announced PvE title codenamed Pathfinder and AC League, the latter of which was being worked on by 85 people. Looks French. Was the French Revolution then? Having recently developed multiplayer modes featured in Brotherhood, Unity, and Black Flag, Ubisoft Annecy had spent recent years attempting to revive the franchise's online offerings, with their first shot doing so being scrapped in 2022, and their second, made in collaboration with Ubisoft Bordeaux, being greenlit and officially cancelled shortly thereafter. Oh dear. On January 21st, Yves Guillemot said, the protester said, "At this stage, it seems unclear to us that Yves Guillemot has no knowledge of understanding of his company or its employees." The company is continuing its cost reduction and layoff plan. Our teams are already working under pressure, often understand. After several years with pay rises or very small increases, we understand that once again, employees will not receive a raise this year. So, you get to keep your job, greedy bastards. Dear oh dear. Suffer. And let the Gilmos suffer as well. All right, so what exactly have they said in response? Let's see. The transformation announced by Ubisoft on January 21st aims to open a new chapter for the group by sustainably strengthening team autonomy and creativity within the creative houses. You silly English. It is designed to enable teams to develop games that meet the highest standards of the industry while contributing to the group's long-term sustainability in a demanding and economic and industrial environment. Fuck. We understand these changes, particularly those affecting work organization, are generating strong feelings. Since the announcement, we have held a series of discussion and information sessions at multiple levels to help teams better understand the new organization and to give them the opportunity to share their questions and concerns. Ubisoft's leadership remains committed to maintaining an open and constructive dialogue with employees and employee representatives in order to support this transformation and to build a stable and clear working framework for everyone. Yeah, okay. That's complete fucking mumbo jumbo. Even in French, that didn't make sense. What the fuck are you talking about, Ubisoft? Absolute cancer, man. Absolute cancer. Long may they rot. They're never going to get back to where they were. They're never going to get back to where they were. It doesn't matter what they do. Their employees don't trust them anymore. And yeah, there'll be opportunistic people out there who are like, sure, yeah, we're going to go ahead and work for Ubisoft. But it won't be the same. And if it ever does become the same, it's going to take a decade. They shat their bed. Exactly. Exactement. So there you go. Ubisoft, once again, felted. Ah, très feltement. All right. We can move on. We'll talk about something else. Man, let's help to get the goal, guys. We're still at 17%. Really? Fuck. No, we're not. Yes, we are. Wow. Jesus. Bleak. Oh well. All right. What's going on with Resident Evil Requiem pre-orders then? Well, Amazon is apparently canceling a whole bunch, thousands, in fact, of Resident Evil Requiem pre-orders. Uh-oh. That's pretty bad. Resident Evil Requiem, oh god, is set to release later this month, and if you're a big Resi fan, then you probably already have your pre-order locked in. Unfortunately for some fans, Amazon appears to be cancelling an unspecified amount of physical pre-orders of the game without reason. Oh dear. As shared on the Resident Evil Reddit page, one user has shared that their pre-order for Deluxe Edition appears to have been cancelled. Just got an email that my RE9 Deluxe order was cancelled by Amazon since there's none left from the supplier, which is ridiculous. So anyone that hopped on during the restock should be on the lookout for cancellation emails in the future. So it is literally just that they've run out of stock. So either this game is colossally in demand or no one cares. Huh. The thread is filled with dozens of comments that are confirming the same has happened to them, with many users noting how their Amazon pre-orders have now been cancelled or rescheduled to be delivered weeks after launch. The only reason this could happen is either that they actually have had so many pre-orders they can't possibly catch up, which is possible. It's Resident Evil. What's the matter, Rhoda? Can't hear what's going on. Oh, they're too quiet. Earphones, buddy. The thread is filled with dozens of comments, blah, 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 blah. So the other thing that might have happened is that there's not enough interest to justify Amazon bulk purchasing them. So it could be any number of those things. Some users have noted that their orders are now being shipped in mid-March, and what's more, it seems that their pre-orders of the physical deluxe edition have now been replaced by an exclusive Amazon Amazon exclusive edition features a poster instead of a steelbook. Oh no! There is no steelbook. That's going to piss people off. People love the fucking steelbook. Wow. Amazon cancelled my deluxe edition and now has an Amazon edition that won't arrive until March 16th. Oh no. Multiple comments from the replies confirm this is the case, with some even encouraging players to go digital, pre-ordering the game on one of the platform holders' Steam fronts like Steam, PlayStation Store, Xbox Store. While convenient, it doesn't necessarily feel as special as opening a game box and smelling that new game scent. In a steelbook. Same happened to me. At this point, I'm going to just get it on Steam and call it a day. Reads a reply in the comments section. My notice for the Amazon edition said it wouldn't be mailed until March 19th, reads another reply. That's not exactly what you want to see when you've been excited about a game for as long as this, but we've got an alternative for you. You can get Resident Evil Requiem Standard Edition for $49.16 for new members of Top Cashback and all customers of Game. Wow. This article turned into an advertising campaign. Wow, that is fucking shameful, Gaming Bible. But there you go, yeah. A lot of people are absolutely fucked. Wow, excuse me. I'm pretty tired today. It's been a long one. And my sleep was totally interrupted. So if you are trying to get yourself a copy of Resident Evil Requiem, you're better off not pre-ordering. Just literally go to a physical store if you have one. Or get it on Steam. Look, I want physical media. So I would probably just take the Amazon deal. Steelbooks are nice, but they don't mean that much to me. But a poster? Like, really, who is buying Resident Evil Requiem that is young enough to still want a poster on their wall? I mean, maybe if they have their own studio like I have some posters up in here behind the shelves. I got the Zelda poster. And, of course, my Avengers poster as well, behind my Union Jack. But, you know, the rest of the walls are pretty much just bare because, A, it's rented room, and, you know, it's a rented house. And, B, I'm 40. My bedroom doesn't have any posters. It has framed photos of me and my family, you know. I just don't know who the target demographic is for this game. Is a poster going to sell them this game? I don't think so. I do not think so. Sad, isn't it? But there you go. All right. Where are we at? 1 hour and 20 minutes. Wow. Well, I'm going to wrap things up in 30 minutes. High Guard. Let's talk about High Guard. This has to be one of the most unbelievable copes I've ever seen in my life. Genuinely, this is desperate cope. High Guard didn't flop is the 3-word headline from Politically Correct Gamers. Tyler Wilde. I've definitely read this clown's articles before. Shall we take a look at him? Let's see what he looks like. Oh, God. Why do they all look like they shouldn't be allowed near schools? Jesus Christ. Most games aren't massive hits, but publishers, developers, and investors remain exceedingly hopeful that they'll be the exception. Holy fuck. Holy fuck! This is outrageous. Well, was that you with glasses? No. No. Wait. Wow. Wow, maybe I should wear these all the fucking time. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Unprecedented clarity. Wow. This is me with glasses. Hi. Actually, this is kind of amazing. Everything is so very, very clear. I can see everything fine, but wow, this is great. This is awesome. Everything's super sharp. Wow, I really am 40 years old, hey. Anyway, I don't need them. Not for this anyway. Just for super close-ups. I know. Sad, isn't it? Really sad. Will of the Specs. Well, I guess better than Will of the Spicks. That one was a shout out for Hypno. He's not here. He's never here. But anyway, most games aren't massive hits, but publishers, developers, and investors remain exceedingly hopeful that they'll be the exception. Well, there we go. It's surprising to hear how expectant the High Guard studio was before launch, despite running no public playtest. This is pathetic. This article is absolutely pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. I've seen some cope in my time from the journo trash, but I have never, ever seen cope on this level. It's actually baffling. It's surprising to hear how expectant the High Guard studio was before launch. Well, because they had smoke blown up their ass by Jeff Keighley. Despite running no public playtest, the mood ahead of the Game Awards reveal was that the competitive shooter would now likely be a major hit. according to a former employee of the now diminished studio. Oh, yeah, the now diminished studio. That's right. 16 days after High Guard's launch, the studio has laid off most of the staff. Suffer. Suffer hard. Suffer wildlife. Anyway, it's not any particular feature of High Guard that makes me think that the confidence was misplaced. It's just the fact that most new shooters aren't massive hits. Where did anyone get the idea that there are sure things? This is cope, buddy. This is cope. Most new shooters aren't massive hits. If this game had released completely indie on a $10 price tag and had smaller maps and more players, it would have done better. Mostly, there is definitely an amount of anti-bias that gamers have these days towards AAA. I guarantee you, if this game had never shown up at the Game Awards, it would never have hit 100,000 players for sure. But it probably would have consistently kept about 20,000. Something like that. That's just my gut tells me that. I feel like I'm right. Based on other knowledge that I have of other games that I've seen and how things play out. As it stands, though, High Guard, haven't checked in for a week or so. Oh, shit. $1,918. Oof. Anyway, yeah. So they laid off, I think it was like an insane amount of people. They laid off like 90% of the staff or something like that. It was kind of crazy. I read the headline the other day, which is fine. I mean, yeah, a lot of people do get laid off after they launch a game, but not like this. And especially for live services, especially with games that are planned to have like season passes and battle passes and updates and upgrades and DLC and extra characters and skins and blah, 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 blah. 97%. That's right. Thrawn Kill, hello to you. Good to see you. Haven't seen you for a while. Come back tomorrow too. We're playing Broforce. We might even crowbar in some Jackbox, Anyway, even Fortnite, the model for modern FPS live service mega hit, was shrugged off by the public before Epic's famous pivot to Battle Royale. Most have not been so lucky, and it hasn't mattered how successful they've previously been or how good anyone thinks the game is. Remember Gears of War designer Cliff Bleszinski's Lawbreakers? I thought it was fun. It wasn't a hit, and neither was Bleszinski's also fun Battle Royale pivot attempt Radical Heights. Oh, I remember that. Yeah, okay, but they were... This had the backing of the Game Awards. This had the backing of the biggest fucking stage in all of gaming, and in the final section of the show, right before the announcement of Game of the fucking Year. The most people that will ever be watching a game trailer saw this trailer live and thought, it's just some generic fucking run and gun battle arena bullshit with horses. As pointlessly rabid as the social media response to High Guard has been, I maintain this exactly as I've always said it. If Jeff Keighley hadn't got involved, if nothing had happened to these guys, to their game in the process of release, if they'd just been allowed to make it and release it, shadow drop it maybe even, and just go, hey, we released the game, it would have eked out a stronger audience. As it stands now, a lot of people that left because of the massive backlash. They left because their expectations were blasted into the stratosphere. My expectations, for example, let's see. My expectations for Metal Gear Solid Delta were, it will be the same game again, and it will look better. I was pleasantly surprised, because it was the same game again, and it did look better. but it had 2 modes. It had all the cinema extra shit, loads of other stuff, the snake versus monkey or snake versus ape or whatever it is. Also, it had like literally an entirely different mode where you could play like it's a modern game. The controls had been completely upgraded to make more sense from a modern standpoint. It was the Metal Gear Solid that I wanted to play. It was my brain trying to remind me how Metal Gear feels like to play, getting it wrong and assuming that it has modernized controls, only for me to then play like Metal Gear 2 and go, oh God, I have to aim with the left stick. This was the antithesis of that. It was more than I expected. Because my expectations were low. They were not low. My expectations were it will be Metal Gear Solid 3. It was so much more than that. Same with Suikoden 1 and 2, actually. When they came out this time last year, I was thinking, okay, we're going to play some Suikoden. It's going to look nice. It's going to have widescreen. It's going to have run animations. Dude, I didn't expect every single fucking scene in that game to have been completely redrawn. I didn't expect the auto battle to be so tight. I didn't expect that they would add an extra difficult mode that I'm still saving to play again on my own time for fun, just to get the platinum. If they'd said, this is going to be coming out, it's a free-to-play arena shooter / base builder / capture the flag / mining simulator, whatever, maybe you'll be interested. Here it is, and they announced it in the middle of the Game Awards. They would have probably eked out 10,000, 20,000 at max player count that would still be played. But because people were told this was the second coming of fucking Overwatch, they were just like, what's this shit? And they tag out. The hype actually did more damage than good. Anyway, this is Cope. I don't think any deep analysis is at all required to understand why High Guard isn't a huge hit. It's a decent game. Morgan gave it a 65% in his review. Yeah, that's playable. There's a bias, obviously. Almost no games ever get like 3 or below. But almost every game gets between a 5 and an 8. So the entire 0 to 10 scale is basically 5 to 8. And if it gets a 10, it's probably not any better than a 9. It's just that they got paid more. But even if it had been a great game, it wouldn't necessarily have blown up like Arc Raiders, because most games don't. Yeah, but that doesn't mean it couldn't have eked out a better situation for itself. Why are you splitting them into these binary opposites of smash hit and colossal flop? Anyway, the couple thousand concurrent Steam players High Guard has right now puts it in league with those games. What games? Quake, Fragpunk, Enlisted, Straftat. One of our favorite games of 2024. Never heard of it. Echo Point Nova. What's that? Mycopunk. Don't understand. Enlisted. Never heard of it. Fragpunk. Not a clue. Quake Champions. All right, it's Quake, you know. But there you go. Because the developers worked on Apex Legends, why should it be in a different league? Yes. Why would it be in a different league? Because the developer worked on Apex Legends? Yes. Yes, that's why. Yes. If you told me that the guys who just made Expedition 33 were bringing out a brand new RPG, and they'd somehow left Sandfall and gone on and made yet another new studio, and they were making a brand new turn-based RPG, I would expect Expedition 33. If they released, I don't know, Final Fantasy 13, I would be severely disappointed. Anyway, Ubisoft's X-Defiant was led by Mark Rubin, Rocket Arena, blah, 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 blah. Despite telling us just before launch that High Guard didn't need super huge player counts to succeed, the studio was clearly betting on being one of those exceptional games because a normal launch wasn't enough to keep most of its staff employed. Hope they all land on their feet. Oh, we should feel so bad. We should feel so bad. This is cringe. Absolute cringe. genuinely, like, people are also blaming gamers for it not doing well. They're literally saying that the reason this game didn't do well is because of YouTubers. Like, genuinely. It's absolute cringe. High Guard Dev blames content creators for the game's failure. It was dead on arrival. Well, yeah. Josh Sobel, the former lead tech artist at Wildlight, has shared his thoughts on what went wrong. In a long post on X, he spoke openly about the game's journey, blah, 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 blah. According to him, within minutes it was decided this game was dead on arrival and creators now had free rage bait content for a month. Free rage bait! Rage bait. This is pathetic, right? What we get all the time, people who do what I do and similar, are insulted constantly, daily, all the fucking time. Insults, insults, insults. Why? Because we tell the truth. We tell the fucking truth. We tell you how we really feel. As experienced, seasoned, multi-decade-long gamers, we'll say, yeah, I don't know about this one. I'm not sold. It doesn't look like anything special. I don't understand the hype. Then it comes out, we're like, oh, it's exactly what I expected. But all the people who bought in are fucking pissed off and they leave. And we go, ha 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 ha. Once again, AAA fucks itself with its own stupid bullcrap hypnosis machine. And we say that because it's true. Then they go, this is rage bait. You guys only talk about negative things. You guys only make negative videos because everybody knows negative content does 10 times better than positive content. Well, why have I got videos where I'm celebrating Expedition 33? Why have I got videos where I'm talking about the greatest things I've ever seen? Because that's not all I do. That's not all any of us do. We'll talk about things that are magnificent successes. Yes, a lot of them are framed as defiant against the machine of AAA. And yes, we will laugh when the AAA overconfidence machine gets felted. But ultimately, the reason I do what I do is to tell you what I think and to mean it, to be completely honest about what I think. And if it resonates, good. If it doesn't, well, better luck next time me, I guess. But we just tell you what we think, the truth. We don't shill. We aren't sponsored. We don't get paid for. We're not invited to special events. We're not flown out to some fucking press junket and given free goodie bags and first-class flights with the implicit understanding that we will then boost this game. Not like fucking Booty Adams and the rest of those crews. We literally just go, this looks crap if it looks crap. And if it looks good, we get hype. I'm very happy, for example, that Metal Gear Solid 4 is coming back out. Very happy. So if they say it's rage bait, they can say that if they want. But the reality is that even if that were the case, it wouldn't be a sustainable industry because the rage has wildly subsided in this day and age. Completely vanished, actually. We don't get angry anymore. We just laugh. We're just laughing at the industry. We know we are the ones with the power. We know we are the ones with the purchasing power, with the rights. The customers are the end line of any business. So we just say, hey, I'm not buying it. And if that influences other people to buy it, that's not necessarily our intention. The bottom line is, we tell you what we really think. Which is why people trust YouTubers, not the fucking game industry, not the fucking journos, none of these trash-ass bought and paid for shills. Instead, they come and listen to any old YouTuber who has something to say. Sure, we may sensationalize the thumbnails a little bit. How is that any different from a tabloid newspaper putting, some massive catastrophe in the headlines of their front page because it will make people buy the paper? It's not. It's just the way it works. But there you go. These people love to say rage bait content for a month. By the way, not even true. A week before videos about HyperDrive started falling off a cliff in terms of viewership, the game didn't get crucified by rage. It got crucified by its own hype. And then the subsequent total apathy that came out as a result. That's what happened. At launch, we received over 14,000 review bombs. They're not review bombs. They're not review bombs. From users with less than an hour of playtime. Yeah, so you're not making Expedition 33. You're not making a Final Fantasy game. You're not making Metal Gear. You're making an arena shooter. You can find out everything you want to know about a game like that within the first hour. That's easy. Boot it up, play it, like it, don't like it, okay. Yeah. It's not that fucking hard. You just go, well, this one plays kind of nice, I guess. But I don't like it that much. Refund. And review. And in this case, they were reviewing that the reviews were not an indictment of the game. The game was a basic fucking free-to-play multiplayer fucking arena shooter that was badly thought out in concept and tried to crowbar too many things into one game. The actual indictment was about the hype machine. It had nothing to do with the game. Most people feel a bit sorry for the devs because they got sucked into the AAA hype machine, and that's what killed the game. People are not making infinite HyperDrive videos. They're not making HyperDrive videos on a daily basis. I made 2. And then I went, well, this is boring. Let's go back to talking about things I'm actually interested in. You know? So there you go. So you can cope and seethe all you want, bitch, but it doesn't make any difference. It literally says here, in discussions online about HyperDrive Concord 2 XKO and such, it's often pointed out by gamers that devs like to blame gamers for their failures. And that's just silly. As if gamers have no power. But they do. A lot of it. I'm not saying our failure is purely the fault of gamer culture. And that game would... So you're saying... We're saying that devs like to blame gamers for their failures? And then you say that's not true. But you're saying it's not purely our fault. But the negative discourse played a role. So you are blaming us. In part. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. A lot of this is going to happen again soon. But anyway, before we wrap up, by the way, 83% to go to the goal. Sony State of Play. Everything that was announced. We reviewed this and reacted to it yesterday. It was okay. It wasn't spectacular. It was really rather boring, to be honest. It was a lot of us just going, seen it, seen it. Oh, Konami's releasing Metal Gear Solid 4 and fucking Peace Walker. Wow. And a new Castlevania game. Wow. And then it was a whole bunch more. Oh, right. There was another game, of course, which was the Game Freak game. And then there was a game called Keto? I don't know. That looked like it was basically Breath of the Wild, but you're a chick with a spear and a dog. That was kind of cool. Didn't even see Wolverine. We didn't see Wolverine, did we? No. It's interesting. So, 007 First Light. This game is fucking trash. If it were made with the Bourne franchise or Mission Impossible franchise or something tied to it, or no franchise and just a new IP, it would be good. As it stands, it is James Bond First Light. Unfortunately, though, it's a girl boss game with young James Bond before he's James Bond. And that's really stupid. James Bond is not supposed to have the awkward years shown to us. We're supposed to just see him as a fully developed character that is larger than life and capable. It's hyper competent. It's competence porn, actually, James Bond. And there you go. I just don't care about this fucking game. I just don't give a fucking shit about this goddamn game. it looks trash. The mechanics look okay. That's right. Marvel did the fighting game. They didn't do Wolverine. You're right. We got 4 Loop, which I still don't seem to be able to make myself care about. It had, you know, the whole thing of you die, you come back, you die, you come back, and whatever. Sony, keep it safe, play it safe. Then we got the Beast of Reincarnation trailer, which looked really quite good. This game is actually looking pretty interesting. For most of all, because we've got a female character who's actually pretty, a world that is a little derivative of Horizon mixed with The Last of Us, and a wolf, which is fine. But for whatever reason, it just strikes me as a little bit more deep and thoughtful than those others. So there we go. Then we got Brigandine Abyss. I
don't really care, Margaret.
Right. So then we got Castlevania Belmont's Curse. So this is another horrible night to have a curse. Vice Admiral Deku's out. All right, take care, buddy. A horrible night to have a curse, guys. Now, this one actually looks kind of interesting, to be honest. It's modern, you know, modern graphics, but 2D. But it seems to be playing very much like a Castlevania game. And seems to have Metroidvania vibes going on with it as well, so that's cool. I mean, it would be just a straight up sensible idea to, at this point, re-release Symphony of the Night. But if that's basically what this is, and it's a sequel, and there's not really any reason to remake Symphony of the Night. But if this plays anything like that, it's going to be great. So there's that. Then there was Control Resonant. You know? Crimson Moon. Meh. Darwin's Paradox. This was slightly interesting. It was stupid, but it was slightly interesting. Death Stranding 2 on the Beach announced trailer for PC. So good for John. Finally, he can play the sequel to his favorite game. One day, maybe I'll get around to it. Dead or Alive 6 Last Round. We still have jiggle physics. That was a mild plus. Ghost of Yotei Legends. Oh, this was cringe. This was cringe.
Saints of Isil, demons terrorized the land and subjugated its people. They were known as...
What the fuck is this? What the fuck does this have to do with the Ghost franchise?
The Spider.
What the fuck is this? Legends. Okay, great. Where did it take place? Why is this being added to a franchise that's rooted in history?
The Kitsune. And the snake. Many fought back. Many.
Wow, really interesting, guys. And then, of course, we got Sons of Sparta announced, alongside the God of War Trilogy remake. So this is actually quite interesting. Why does he have a Mexican accent? I don't know. Why does anything happen? Anyway, the God of War Trilogy remake. I'm curious, but I want it to be that there's nothing changed. So if you can tell me that you've changed literally nothing from the gameplay perspective, and I mean brutal violence and sex minigames, because, you know, this will be the next point of contention if they do fuck with the sex minigames. It's not porn. It's not turning people on. It's just, well, it might have turned us on when we were teenagers, but it's the fact that that was the original vision and you should not change it. And the only reason you would change it is because you're afraid of PC bullshit these days. So there's that. I actually think it will be really good if they keep it exactly the same as it was and just make all the first 2 games look like God of War 3. This is actually a no-brainer if you do it that way. If you go, we're going to remake God of War, and that means we're just going to remaster God of War. We're going to redo the graphics completely from the ground up, like MGS Delta. Then good. Then you've got yourself a deal. I'll be up for that. I played all of these games in 2023 to show my dad the entire saga of Kratos up until they scatter the mother's ashes, because my mother had died the year before that, and I felt like it would be good for us. And yeah, that was the last game series that we actually beat together, apart from Alundra was the last game he beat with my assistance. The last bunch of games that we went through together was God of War Trilogy remake. Not remake, sorry, the God of War Trilogy, and then the quadrilogy. So we went through 1, 2, 3, and then the one with the Atreus, the first one. And I stopped it there because I didn't want to play Ragnarok. And because we had this, nice father-son moment of scattering the mother's ashes at the end of the game. It was glorious, actually. But there you go. Anyway, then we got the John Wick game, which actually looked pretty cool. It looked like they'd actually managed to... Because I was saying, how are you going to do this? Gameplay is not going to make any sense.
Stable.
But then you actually see the gameplay a little bit after you see his face. Like, okay, if there are multiple ways to take people down and stuff like that, then, and they're not all environmentally contextually dependent, then it could work. But there you go. Then we got this one. This is Kena.
Along with the secrets of forgotten practice.
So if you look at the way that this actually plays, it looks to me like it could easily be a Breath of the Wild clone, especially the combat with the slowdowns and reactive dashes and dodge moves. Perhaps Sony wants its own Breath of the Wild.
Spirit guides
Wouldn't be the worst thing they've ever
once
done.
used alchemy to cleanse corruption. Maybe you can do the same.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. The thing I have against it is the fact that the graphics are all Pixar, Disnoid shite like that, The characters look like they're straight out of a Disney movie. So tired of this art style. Then there was the Marathon trailer, but we don't care about that. Then there was Marvel Tocom Fighting Souls. That was pretty cool.
Got this one. I'll show you how the X-Men get it done. You're cooked, Bob.
I know that voice.
Initiating attack.
That was pretty cool.
I am all that remains of Shi'ar technology. Prepare to be disassembled.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun, actually. So there we go. Anyway, and of course, we finally got the Metal Gear.
There's one more thing I must do. One last punishment I must endure.
Outer heaven. He's taken command of this immense army and is now preparing to unleash an insurrection.
Yeah.
Liquid's goal is to seize.
I just kind of hope that they might... It's not a remake, it's not a remaster. It's just a straight remaster and a re-release, so it's going to be Metal Gear Solid 4 as you remember it, as in 80% cutscenes, which is a big problem. But, well, it is what it is. I'm very interested in it anyway, though. Although, to be honest, I don't remember it looking any worse than this.
So began the war between Zero and Big Boss.
Like a PS3 game already playable on PCs.
Snake? Any means necessary. Just
What would be nice if they
Liquid.
added would be the ability... Where was that shot there? Where he's got the cigarette.
Do you understand, Snake?
It would be really nice to be able to play the whole fucking game like that. That would be really fucking nice. If you could just play the damn game like that. As Snake. Because the two biggest problems I had with Metal Gear Solid 4 were the massive amount of cutscenes and the fact that Snake is old. The fact that he's old Snake and kind of gets felted. You know? And sure, he was never gonna I don't see why he couldn't have ended up with Meryl. Why'd they had to go with Johnny Sasaki instead? Fuck's sake. But the ending between him and Big Boss was fucking great. Fucking legendary. Between Snake, Big Boss, and Zero. Glorious ending. There's just a lot of stuff I would have changed about the getting there. A lot of things. But hey, the game's kind of almost been memory hold now because a lot of people never played it a second time. Myself included. Because the fucking cutscenes just were so much of the game. There's almost like that bit where you actually have to do this, where you play as the young Snake Mask. It's just cutscenes. That's all it fucking is. Just cutscenes. I think you spend the most time actually playing the game in the first mission, and then when you go to Shadow Moses later. And it is really cool to get to pilot MGS. Metal Gear Rex. But I still like the game. I still think the game is a lot of fun, and I appreciate it for existing. I just don't really understand what the fucking hell Kojima was doing with it. There's so much that I would change, like so many cutscenes that I would have changed into gameplay segments. If they finally remake this one day, and I mean if they do things the way I want them to, they're going to go through chronologically. So the next one that would come out would probably be Portable Ops, up-resed and redone. Then, what's after that? Peace Walker. And just go through the whole fucking saga right up until the end. In sequence. The Deep State, yeah. Well, I mean, the whole thing's about the Deep State. You know? Then we get Peace Walker here.
We are not allowed to bear arms.
That's pretty cool.
Please, you must drive them out of our defenseless country. As our deterrent.
The deterrent.
Yes. It simply said Jack. Over and over.
The boss, yeah. As an AI.
Awesome. Is that you?
It's an interesting story. Then they finally re-release MGS5, and they get David Hayter to redub the entire voice lines. And then finally I can have my entire Metal Gear collection the way I want it. Hell, go back and make Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake as well. Fuck it. Do it. Have fun. Have fun with it. Just basically make them play like Metal Gear Solid, and you're good. And then, of course, make Metal Gear Solid play like Metal Gear Solid 3. Make them all play like that. Like Delta, and you're good. Can't get anything wrong there. Basically, I'm hyped for the Master Collection 2. It's not out until August, but there you go. Gives you the rest of the year to play through the originals again. But there we go. You were never able to make a no-kill run. I've done a no-kill run. I just haven't done the Foxhound run yet, which would be the no-kill run without ever getting alert in a certain time limit. I think. There's probably more to it than that. I'm sure I can do it. I was going to stream it, but I've moved on already. Anyway, Metal Gear Solid 2 then. There you go. I think it's pretty good. I think everything's looking pretty good over there. And there we go. I had an Amelia video saved for this, but we're going to wrap up. Because they were for like bonuses for if we hit the goal. And, well, we are not even at 20%. So I'm just going to wrap up. It's been fun, guys. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you for joining. I will be back tomorrow with the boys. Streaming again. Every day till the day I die. And yeah, shout out to Sekpol who gifted me Dino Crisis. Really appreciate you for that one. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to go ahead and work on some other stuff now, probably the Amelia clips. I will catch you guys on the next stream, and hope to see you then. Till then, go check out the latest video, and have a good one. I don't have credits yet. Maybe I'll do that tonight. That'll be good. I'll get that done, finally. So I'll just play the HyperDrive outro, intro, outro. And hope to catch you guys tomorrow. We'll be playing Broforce. We might even see if we can crowbar in a little bit of Jackbox for some of you guys. If you have not got Broforce, grab it. It's cheap. And then put in the password. You can jump in and play with us. It'll be fun. And there we go. All right. Great. Thank you so much for being here. Take care. Spike your hair. Shout outs indeed to St. Hugo, Sardoc, Rufus, and Paul Ashworth, you legends. Thank you so much. Take care, spike your hair. Fuck Disney, fuck Nintendo, fuck Sony. It was drab. Nothing really happened. There you go. Question everything. Check out the Discord. Link is below until we find something better. I'm going to be also working on my book tomorrow. And I'm going to be launching a Patreon to see if people are interested in supporting me as I try to continue to make the JRPG and the Patreon, because that takes time away from the channel. So that's another way people might be able to help out in support of those things. Boys of the fans, we'll be back tomorrow. Till then, have a great rest of your day. Have a great Valentine's Day. And we'll see you on the next one. Tatty bye.
Gray skies, the wasteland burns, but hope won't die. Every screen's a twisted lie, built to break us, make us